Hello everyone. Today let us write a script to create a version. And versions are quite important when it comes to managing your work in Jira. So if you have to create a version from the UI, you can of course go to the project. And if you are a project admin or if you have Jira admin rights, you can then click on releases and you will get this option here to basically add a new version where you can specify the version name, start date, release date, description, and that is it really. Now, we already have a few versions like version 2 and version 3, which are of course unreleased, but we can also create our own using a script. Now, I will again use a component accessor. So let us try if we can do it easily. Component accessor dot so we are trying to do something with versions, and I guess there should be something like version manager, so let us try to use it. And I'm sure there is a method to create a version, so we found a method here called create a version. So let me just increase or decrease the size so we can take a look at all the hopefully all the parameters. So if you look at the parameters, we have to specify a few things. And the first, or let me take a look at this one. I think so. We have few different methods like string, which I guess should be the version name. Then we have two date fields. Then we have string. Then we have long two parameters of long type, and then we have a flag. So I guess third option, I mean, the third list, the third option that is showing us the parameters makes sense. But to always check, you can go to the Atlassian Jira Java API. So what I can do, I can probably search quickly and maybe I can find out what this can do. So I'll type in here Jira Java API create version. So if we do this, and hopefully it will give us some information about the, the exact method and the parameters that we need to use. So I think I found something like version manager. Let me click on it and let us try to understand the method. So do we have anything that says create version? So yeah, we have something like create version. So let me click on it. Now, I think this is quite helpful. So what you need to do, you need to specify the name, which is needed. Start date is of course important. Release date is also important, but of course you can keep them optional when you're doing it from, let us say, UI or maybe from your code. Yeah, you can specify a description and the project ID. Now, and schedule after version. So it can also be null. So I think we need to specify a few things. Um, so what I can do is I can probably try to create the method. I'll complete the method. Let me go back to the script and what I'll do, I'll first specify the name of the version. So let us say version 3, for example. Uh, Date can be null. So let us try null here. I hope it works. Null one more time because we have one more date. Then we have the description of the version, which is version 3 description. And what else? Then we have to specify the project ID. Now, project ID is something that you can always fetch. Let us say when you have the project object, you can then do, let us say, if there is a variable called project, you can do .id. But for the time being, I'll just hard code it because I know there is a project that I'm working on, Scrum, and the ID is 10,000. And I think we need to specify maybe one more, I guess. I don't know. Oh yeah, so let us specify one more, which is schedule after, I guess. Let me take a look at the last parameter. It can be null. So let us pass null here. Not really 1, because I'm not really sure if 1 is relevant. So let me pass in here 10,000 and then null. So this looks, I think, good. What I may want to do is, and by the way, this create version method, it says deprecated, so maybe we need to look for a different method. But let me check okay. So the method that we need to use is this one, create version. I think the parameters are different. So let us take a look at it. So the parameters are create version. Okay, this is, I believe, what we are doing. String name, which is the name of the version, release date, start date, description, project ID, schedule after release. Okay, so I think parameters are slightly different. So I think maybe we can pass one more parameter here, released. Uh, let us try. Let us try if it works or not. I don't really want to complicate it too much. So maybe one more parameter is false. So yeah, I think so. We have to specify now. Now it doesn't say deprecated. So it looks, I think, good to me. The method is definitely quite big. What you may want to do is you may want to maybe create a version. Do you define version is equal to define a variable and maybe just return it. Just simply take a look at the return version name, for example. So my script name is create version. What I will do, I will go to my browser and I will probably open my console where I will try to run this. My instance is a bit slow, but let us click on it again. Manage apps. So I am trying it by just looking at the APIs, and I guess it should work. The the code itself is not really complicated, but I think when you have a simple code, as I have been talking about in all my videos, especially if you're trying to learn a programming language or maybe you're trying to do something with Groovy or ScriptRunner, for example, when you have these small things that you can do easily, you can always combine them to build up something really wonderful. So let me try the create version code, which is stored on my computer, and run it. And of course, we'll take a look at the version from the UI. So there is no error, and it says version 3. So I guess it did create the version in the project. Of course, in the code we didn't do any error handling, I, but I think you can always modify it. So this looks quite good. We have a version 3, and it says unreleased. There is a description. We can now, I mean, we didn't really set any date, but I'm sure you can if you pass in the date parameters. So this is pretty much what I wanted to discuss and show you guys today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.